let's cut there and start part 5 with alternate ending right after the break. I gotta pee before I piss myself. Yeah. Oh man. Most of the stop and go aspects of a lot of these theatrical Thursday, if it's not already a common trend, I can already see it being a future common trend where most of the stop and go and the illiteracy aspects of these theatrical Thursdays, where I'm introducing and reading the draft versions of the thing, it's because they're drafts, right? The final versions, the final drafts, right before I make it like a technical official draft, all those have spoilers, and I don't do spoilers on my channel for the Realm of Millenia book series that I'm writing, right? Even if you're being quote unquote spoiled about some of the characters and the lore and the world building happening to the Realm of Millenia, you're not actually being spoiled on any like pervasive plots to the novel series I'm writing through any Theater Thursdays or Tourism Tuesdays that I can possibly see through. You're not being spoiled on anything extremely important. Most of these Theater Thursday and Tourism Tuesdays are just exposés on just straight facts of things that are real to the Realm of Millenia, right? So it's going to be a common trend of these rough drafts I read for the Theater Thursdays, seeing how they're not the actual final copies versions of them, are a whole lot of stop and go and me just calling myself out for being a sleepy or tired at most of the points in these, because hey man, a rough draft is a rough draft and considered a rough draft for a reason. It's pretty rough. Not to the degree of secondhand embarrassment rough on most of these Theater Thursdays, but it's a rough read through, because even reading my own words that I wrote down, it's how illiterate are you, dude? It's like I'm not focused on spelling, I'm not focused on the handwriting at all in the slightest at all when it comes to these rough drafts. And again, most if not all of the drafts I read for the Theater Thursday are the non-final draft cuts of these things, characters, and the plots I care to share, right? Meaning that there is probably more than one thing altered, if not fully overhauled, for the final draft version, just so it could be better. And the same thing is true for here with the Sleep Paralysis D'MONZ series, where most of these aspects are rather heavily altered, all the way down to the fact that a lot of this was changed for the final draft version. I knew it. Yes, yeah, a lot of it really was changed. It's not all the same. Oh, so don't get your arms open too much for that, right? But yeah, this is part number 4 or 5, or whatever number it is for. Now this is part 5 of the Sleep Paralysis Demons, where part 1 you had the introduction where man, interrogation room, he's monologuing for villain length monologuing size. Okay, nothing new. Cool. Part number 2, realize, oh, he was monologuing that long because he was actually a villain. He's a real villain, evil doppelganger. Okay, doppelganger from another dimension taking over this dimension. Okay, I'm locked in. I understand what's going on. Part number 3, okay, he's in his villain monologue again, and he won't shut up. He's braggadociously talking crap to this dimension universe's counterpart. Okay, he's a creepy freak. Awesome. Nice to know. Part 4. He just smacked this universe's counterpart into another dimension. Dang, he must be pretty powerful, because I didn't think he was like that. But he is like that. He's about to take over your universe, and he was talking real mad dirty. Now that I think about it, he just said he's going to turn your wife into a breeding cow. That is pretty insane. What did he mean about turning you into a breeding cow, though? Oh, he's about to send you to a planet of succubuses to get bred like that. Oh, not even breed like that? Oh, he just synced your minds up to memory just so that when he's breeding your cow, he could always climax, because he's thinking about, he'll have memories every time he syncs up to you about being in bed with a succubus, but without any of the actual life-draining side effects. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's wild. That's wild. Oh, wow. So he's just using you as an insta-climax just to make sure that he can properly breed your cow, your wife, while you're getting sexually traumatized and tortured on the daily. That's part 4. And how did it end? Did it end in part 4, or did it end in part 4? It ended in part 4, where the dude was sending you postcards and collages of every time she gave birth. Wow. The last postcard he sent was when she died, and a collage of all the kids in the family together mourning at the funeral. And he wrote that he told the kids on the postcard, and that you shouldn't look forward to receiving anything else. Oh no. He's creating another villain. It's like, oh no. No way. No way, Jose. No way. No, he didn't do that. He would never do that. He did do that. Oh my gosh. Part 4 is part 4 for a reason. Wow. That man is a villain. Okay. What's going on with our guy? Oh, he's just stuck there for the rest of eternity to get breeded by the succubuses, and whoever the succubuses have over to play coy with him as long as he lives? Oh wow. I wish it were me. I'm kidding, I'm joking. If only I wasn't. Go on. You said there's a part 5. What's that about? Okay, this is part 5. Okay. All right. I'm listening. You said it ended, so what's part 5? Part 5 is the alternate ending. Okay, cool. So in an alternate ending, it doesn't just end with the mother dying and the kids. Excuse me. And the kids taking a photo that gets sent back. In the alternate ending, the wife is dying from some form of cancer or whatever the hell, and she's on her last legs, maybe a few days left to live. And the evil doppelganger finally comes out and tells the truth to her and the kids, saying, hey, you're about to die. I kept the true truth from you. I'm not actually your husband who you were. I'm not your fiance. I know you're not. You're my husband. No. Well, yes. But no. I'm a doppelganger from a different universe, a different dimension, and I banished him to get raped and touched on and fadongled by some succubuses for the past 60-some years. And that's why I look like I haven't aged today, because I have a longer lifespan than you, and I just wanted to make sure you knew the truth before you died. I didn't want to lie to you all your life, because we did have a great marriage and over 100 great kids you put out for me, and I can't say I don't appreciate that. So I want you to go out knowing the full truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And I'm gonna bring your real fiance back here, who never got to experience and consummate that marriage with you. I'm gonna bring him back because he's who you actually fell in love with, and I'm just the man who did things to you because you thought you were in love with me, and made sure that you fell in love with all the things I gave you. That good. Okay, don't overthink it too much. Okay. So this part 5 is all about the reaction of the wife and the should-be fiance to husband, who was sent to be banished. How that encounter goes. Alternate ending. Wife gets cancer. Evil twin has told the children the truth long ago. In wife's dying months left to live, evil tells her the truth her kids already knew. Kids swear to further their real father's lineage around the world till only he can be the ancestral ruler of the planet upon his return. And then he brings back the wife's real fiance, who should have been her husband, who's been raped by the succubuses for how many decades, sending videos of her pleasurable enjoyments amidst his suffering at the hands of appendages and loins of the unholy race, like the succubus family, and occasionally even the sirens and banshees, family friends of the succubuses that never seen a pure male or pure human before. First question. How many? So the wife has cancer, and the evil teleports the doppelganger directly in front of his dying, sickly, old, aged wife, right after teleporting to okay, let me say it over again. Evil teleports in front of the succubus family. It's like, oh, hey, I want him to be able to do something real quick. So I'm going to come play with you guys, but I'm going to get rid of this guy and give him time with his real family. Oh, he had a family too? Aww. But you said you'll play with us? We don't care about his family anymore. That's so sad. I didn't realize he had a family. We appreciate all the time he spent playing with us forever and ever, for however many years it was been. But yeah, he couldn't enjoy his family. We want to enjoy you. You said you're going to come back right after you send him away, right? We thank you so much for sending the little plaything to us while in your absence. Yeah. So, hey, I know you've been getting the postcards. I know they've been sharing the videos with you and everything. Great material. Your fiance is dying. Your fiance, my wife of however many years, and mother of how many children we share. She's dying, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to set things straight with her. Because I told her the truth. I'm sure you want to hear the truth, and you want to know the truth and tell her the truth, and this, that, and the third. Hey, don't get mad with me. Don't forget, I have all the memories. Don't you play coy and insult me before I'm gonna send you right into the banshee den. I remember how much you freaking dislike that. You better cool it down with all these things you're spouting in your head there. Better hush it, okay, before I take this opportunity away from you, okay? That's what I thought. exactly what you thought, but anyways. Yeah, so I'm gonna send you back to your wife there. You can have your little get together moment because I'm about to abandon the planet since I'm done breeding your wife and everything. Our wife, my wife, your fiance. I'm done breeding her, and I don't feel like breeding the entire populace or anything and playing coy with everyone for however many years. I'm gonna let the children take over the planet, and I'll be back in a couple of years after they've done the same thing I did basically for a good amount of time. They'll be good, right? So you can have the final moments with your wife. You had the first moments with your fiance. You can have the final moments of your fiance because I had most of the good years of her life and all that stuff. So don't worry about it. So I'm gonna send you back, and she's got about a good few days left to live. I'm gonna send you right at the foot of her bed and whatnot, so you can just immediately not waste any time. Cause I'm sure the succubuses when you got here didn't waste any time with you. Hey, goodbye. Now my succubus babes, I know you've missed me. I know you've missed me. Okay. Yay. Camera screen pans over to the twin back in his regular universe, and his first question, because he's still stuck on the fact that, wait, she knew all this time? All those videos, all those photos? She knew? What do you mean you already told her? There's no way he told her. No way. Right? But even in all this confusion, it's been so long since he's actually talked, because the succubuses don't actually speak in the same human tongue, right? The evil twin used an ability to make sure that he could always understand the words of the succubuses, but the succubuses, they don't really understand this human tongue you're speaking, because they were under the rule of evil twin for so long, and the evil twin never made them learn alternative languages of these regular human species. So like, he gave you the awesome ability to understand what they're saying, but they never understood what he's saying, and he never really had an opportunity to speak before because they've been making him do other things with his mouth and other orifices. Okay, so he doesn't really speak a lot in these final moment encounters with his fiance, who's on her deathbed. He's just speaking in really short sentences that come out curt, frank, and to the point. So his first question is, how many? Right? He could be talking about anything. How many days has it been since you last thought of me? How many children is it? How many this? How many that? How many times have you slept with this man? How many times have you done this and not realized something's wrong? How many what? Right? Remind you, she's old. She's like 93 or 83, depending on the version. And she is so old, and you want her to recount, just know what you're thinking, because time basically stopped for you when you were getting super soldier serum injections from the succubuses and all these fantastical female races that are just priming you in the prime positions and keeping you healthy and making them healthy and enjoying life to the maximums. Like, what? How many what? I'm 93 years old. I mean, you can be short and curt all you what is like the prevailing perspective for her, but I don't understand. Right? How many? No, let me scratch up. How many? The wife stutters and stambles and tries to answer, and answers the number of children? Question mark. And the way he said it, it's like she tries to answer and answers the number of children, and he's like, nah, that's not the one I want. You know which number I want. Oh, like how many times I slept with him, how often I slept with him. Well, the way he said it, um, it was kind of romantic, basically. And you are always a romantic, so I never questioned that. It's like, he said that we'd be sure to reconsummate the marriage no less than 5 times a day outside of the fertility window, and no less than 15 hours each day on known or suspected fertility days, right? So during her fertility window, they were smexing it up for no less than 15 hours a day, and outside of the fertility window, they were having smexy time 5 times a day. Like, oh, okay. And the twin is naturally agitated and shaken. It's like, I am sorry. Second question: do you know where I've been, how I've suffered? Did you know that I was ever even gone? And the wife, the fiance, is like pausing for a moment. She pauses, and ultimately the first words out of her mouth is yes, before she pauses again, before justifying and trying to explain herself. Like, do you know where I've been this whole time? How I've suffered? Did you know I was ever even gone? And the first words out of her mouth in response, yes. And she's pausing, trying to think, and she's talking and like to explain herself and justify. But mind you, while she's explaining and justifying, he is hearing and he is listening, but on repeat in his head is the fact that she said yes. She didn't say, like, not the whole time, but ultimately yes. She just said yes. She didn't say, no, I don't, I know everything, but I know some. I don't know how you suffered. I don't know where you've been this entire time. I didn't know you were even gone for that long. She didn't say yes, yes, no, no, yes, no, yes, no, 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 yes. She just said yes. I do know where you've been, which can be interpreted as I do know where you've been. I do know how you suffered. And I know exactly how much and how long you suffered. And I knew that you were gone, that it wasn't you who was doing all these things with me. I knew it wasn't actually you, even if it looked like you. I knew. Right? And so while she's explaining and expressing herself and justifying and explaining away, all in his mind is the repeat: yes, 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 yes. Like, it doesn't matter how many times she says no, I didn't anymore, because in his mind, I asked 2 questions and you answered all of them wrong. Where the first question was just how many, and now my second question is, did you ever know, or even know, even ever know, is the ultimate one. There was 3 questions in the second one, but it's still just all lumped up in one, right? And you're answering all my questions wrong. Right? But I digress. Let me read it. Pause. Yes. Did you know where I've been, how I've suffered? Did you even ever know I was gone? Pause. Yes. Pause. You know I always wanted. She's saying I wanted kids. Basically, this this was so many children of my own. I never thought I never thought it was that bad for you to be laid up with some other vixen's bosoms when it was the best of both worlds for us, right? You got to indulge, and I got to have my family and children, my children and family. I didn't even know the whole time, but even given a second chance, I wouldn't change a thing. The twin, Smeck's slave, lunges onto his wife and starts strangling her old, decrepit body with seemingly what is probably superhuman strength, right? Gained from his extended stay in the alternate dimension amongst the succubus and friends. The fiance wife's heart monitor stops, and he's not satisfied as he begins to tear her limb from limb right apart in his dazed and confused and covered in her blood pool splatter, shouting, "This thing definitely isn't my wife. Where is she? You pestilent scum! You scourge! Where's my wife, you pretender? You demented disease! You foul demon of evil! Where is she? Those aren't my kids!" Doctors start coming in. "Hey, sir, your kids, your children. Get off your wife. What are you doing to your wife? That's not my wife. Where is she? Where is she? Those aren't my children. Not my wife." And the twin starts getting dragged away after the SWAT team is called, and he gets pepper sprayed, tear gassed, and he's just going on a rampage. The twin eventually gets arrested and put into solitary confinement for the rest of his hopefully miserable days, as a rather nostalgic scene occurs with two demoted security officers reviewing the security prison tapes, talk about the new maximum prison asylum inmate number 0049, prison guard number 1. I can't believe a guy like that would just relapse into insanity like that. You know, you saw his records. He was a whole practice medical professional before he started killing his brother and lost his license. Yep. Then after that, insanity went out. Guard number 2. Yep. Then after that, insanity went out of his way to woo his brother's family, building obsessed fiance, building relationships with his obsessed fiance, and used his medical expertise and knowledge to get his freshly legal bride pregnant at every opportunity while living in the home his dead brother built to house a future big family. The whole family is crazy. The wife's the biggest crazy, it seems, for daring to have a relationship with the twin brother who murdered her fiancé husband. Guard number 1. But to really live in a perpetual fabricated lie like that about dimensional doppelgangers and stuff, it doesn't even make any sense. Isn't it a thing for like delusions to kind of like change and mold over time? Guard number 2. I don't know. And why would I wanna? All I do know is that if a non-psychiatric specialist like me and you ever fully understand these loonies in the bin, we'll never find ourselves outside the cell like we are now. We'll likely be finding ourselves in the very same cells as those loonies or in cages right next to them. Guard number 1. Yeah, I guess so. This guy should have gotten film and videos with stuff like that. I mean, I'd pay to see that on the big screen, wouldn't you? Hey, you heard me? Yep. What's up? Donuts and Z's. An easy night? Of course. Of course it's an easy night. Donuts and Z's easy, huh? Donuts and Z's, newbie. Donuts and Z's. And the camera cuts off and ends with these two security officers doing a stereotypical, I fell asleep. I'm sleeping on the job. Eating donuts, coffee, and Z's. Eating donuts with coffee and catching some Z's because it's an easy day. Meanwhile, while they're sleeping on the security tapes, you just see inmate 0049 go to sleep, attack an invisible entity, shift forms into a different creature, and then walk into the space of nothing and fully disappear after collecting some stardust. Right? Stardust pixels. And naturally, everyone's next question is, where the hell did prison inmate 0049 go? And the real answer is, he will be found at a later time, ranting and raving about the demon, the demonic scourge, this pestilence to the dimensional realms that must be eradicated. Because that's not my wife, those aren't my children, and I can fix this. I can fix this. This is not my wife. Those are not my children. You demon, where are you? Right? That is the backstory. That is the alternative ending backstory of Sleep Paralysis D'MONZ. Right? The alternative ending turns into a potential backstory for the SCP-049, the Plague Doctor, and how he turned into this person of comical abilities, right? He is a doctor, he has a doctoral background, why he's so in tandem against the Scourge, right? Nothing seems right to him, because there's something wrong with the dimensions. I can traverse dimensions, you can traverse dimensions, and there's just something fundamentally wrong about things, because this universe is not the right one. I am not where I should be. This is not my wife. These are not my kids. You liar. I'm not in the right dimension. You said you send me back to my wife, and this is not her. You guys are playing me full. You're rage baiting me. You're gaslighting me. This is not my wife. These are not my children. I refuse to be lied to any longer. Get me out of here. And that's just one potential headcanon of the anomalous entity known as SCP-049. Right? I know that everyone's not going to like it, but that's not the only potential backstory I have for someone with the 049. That's just one backstory, and that's the very most roughest draft version of it, mind you. Mind you, that is the most rough draft version of how I integrate 049 to the Realm of Millenia through the short story of Sleep Paralysis D'MONZ. Okay, that is not nearly the best integration of the Plague Doctor that I have. But hey, that's just me, your Millennium Man. I sure do hope you liked the video, or at least what I said, or maybe just how I said it. Comment down in the comment section down below if you have any other questions, comments, concerns relating to the topic of sleep paralysis demons. I think it was a good series that I went into writing. If you don't, please leave a dislike and let me know in the comment section why. Share the video for more exposure, subscribe if you feel like it, and of course, dislike the video if you don't. I don't mind, I appreciate the criticisms. And if you don't feel like commenting or leaving a like or a dislike, reach me at MILLENIANmailmen@gmail.com. I check my email once a week, and I will respond to those generally on a Monday or Tuesday video, and sometimes Friday. Generally, I keep steady to responding to emails on Monday and Tuesday. And if I don't think I'll be able to respond to it fast enough, I'll just make an extra separate video to answer people's Q&A questions and things of the like. I don't mind it. I love it. This has been Sleep Paralysis D'MONZ and SCPs integrated into the Realm of Millenia. I sure hope you did enjoy. Reach out to me if you care to. Don't if you don't, and that's just fine. I appreciate you watching the video. Goodbye. Peace, love, and happiness, and all the best of things to you.